From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, September the 23rd, 2020. A delegation of Israeli officials flew to Bahrain today to meet with Bahraini officials in the capital of Manama in order to work out the details of the normalization treaty signed in Washington just over a week ago. This was said to be the first known direct commercial flight between Israel and the Gulf Island Kingdom. The senior delegation is led by Acting Director General of the Prime Minister's Office, Ronen Peretz, and Director General of the Foreign Ministry, Alon Ushpiz. Ynet reporter Itai Blumenthal tweeted, "Amazing, an Israel airplane took off from Ben Gurion Airport on a direct flight over Saudi Arabia to Bahrain." Israel Hayom reported that the kingdom released a brief statement that a working team from the State of Israel visited Manama today to discuss areas of cooperation between the two countries. These talks, the statement said, come after the signing of the Declaration of Peace. Israel's Defense Minister Benny Gantz is back from Washington, where he met with his U.S. counterpart, Defense Secretary Mark Esper, over Israel's concerns regarding the U.S. selling F-35 stealth fighter jets to the United Arab Emirates, after Israel and the UAE signed their normalization agreement in Washington. Esper told Gantz at the Pentagon yesterday that a cornerstone of our defense relationship is preserving Israel's qualitative military edge in the region. The United States, Esper said, is committed to that, and the Department of Defense is committed to that imperative. We will continue to support the longstanding U.S. policy to maintain Israel's security. As we have mentioned to you, Israel is opposed to any such sale, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has denied that he agreed to allow the sale in order to reach the agreement with the UAE. Well, in what is being hailed as a victory, Zoom said it will not host a program today from San Francisco State University featuring convicted Palestinian terrorist Layla Khaled. Many Jewish organizations had condemned the program and the school for hosting it, with efforts including from Israeli Law Center Shurat Hadin and from the Lawfare Project. The video conferencing company told the Lawfare Project last night that Zoom is committed to supporting the open exchange of ideas and conversations, but in light of the speaker's reported affiliation or membership in a U.S. designated foreign terrorist organization and SFSU's inability to confirm otherwise, we determined the meeting is in violation of Zoom's terms of service and told SFSU they may not use Zoom for this particular event. Khaled was one of the hijackers of TWA Flight 840 from Rome to Tel Aviv in 1969 and in 1970 of an El Al flight from Amsterdam to New York City, both carried out by the terror group the PFLP, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, of which Khaled reportedly remains a member. Khaled was arrested after the second hijacking in the UK, but released soon after in a prisoner exchange. San Francisco State University's Department of Arab and Muslim Ethnicities and Diaspora Studies, which organized today's event, said it will go ahead with it nonetheless, expecting that the school will provide them with an alternate virtual venue. A friend of Anne Frank laid the first brick today at a new Holocaust memorial in Amsterdam. Jacqueline Van Marsen knew Anne before she and her family were captured and sent to Nazi concentration camps. The Dutch Holocaust Memorial of Names will be made up of passageways of 102,000 such bricks, each with the name of the over 102,000 Dutch, Jews, Roma, and Sinti who were murdered during the Holocaust. It was designed by Jewish-American Polish architect Daniel Libeskind and is located in Amsterdam's historic Jewish quarter. The brick walls will be housed in the letters that form the Hebrew word lezecher, in memory of. The Final stones are expected to be laid in March of next year. Well, history was made today in France. Israeli cyclist Guy Neeve became the first ever Israeli to complete the renowned cycling race, the Tour de France. Neeve rode as part of Israel's Team Startup Nation. He said he had chills as he crossed the finish line on Monday, coming in 139th place with a time of 92 hours, 54 minutes, and 48 seconds.
When I did the right curve, I see this wall, I see so many spectators. I realize that this is it, and we are on our way to Paris. We make it. I'm happy, I'm exhausted, but yeah, it's a big moment for me, it's a big moment for the team, for Israel cycling, and I'm super happy.
Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, September the 23rd at 7 o'clock. Yossi Klein Halevi talks about civil rights. At 8, journalist Robert Siegel discusses threats to civic discourse in America with David Brooks, Senator Jean Shaheen, and Yael Eisenstadt, presented by American Friends of Rabin Medical Center. At 9, rabbis from different streams of Judaism share their views on the reality of God and the observance of Yom Kippur. At 10:30, filmmaker Boaz Yonatan Yaakov talks about his film Redemption. And coming up next, it's Thinking Out Loud. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, September the 23rd, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy. Stay well.